Hi guys, my name's Ellie. Welcome to my channel, and I want to do a get ready with me today. Kind of inspired by, where is it? Which one is it? I got these two ColourPop Supernova shadows, and one of them, I'm hoping, is a dupe for MAC Stylishly Mary. I'm hoping. I don't know. We'll find out. I don't have Stylishly Mary. I didn't buy it fast enough, and I'm just like sitting here with my fingers crossed because it looks amazing. I just really want them to bring it back as a permanent, or even just like another re-release. Just give it to me because it looks gorgeous. So I've been looking for things that will give a similar type look, and I think this will theoretically give something like that. This is, does not tell me. Why don't we have it on the container? Well, I think it's Prelude, because that's the box I put it in, but it doesn't have the color name anywhere on the container that I can find. Normally there's a sticker on the bottom. Maybe if I have a plan. I'm gonna take the sticker off the box and put it on the package. With my itty bitty nails I'm trying not to use for anything, because that's how you mess up your nails. Okay. Prelude. Anyway, so what I want to kind of chat with you guys about and hopefully start a discussion on that this reminded me of is counterfeit versus dupe versus ripoff makeup. So I think we can chat about that, or at least I can talk and you guys can comment about how we feel about it, because I have some conflicted feelings. So I'm just going to go through my makeup while we do it, and hopefully we can get an understanding, because I have a formed opinion on counterfeit. Counterfeit makeup is bad and dangerous, partially because it's unregulated. So counterfeit makeup is we are going down to, you know, like buying a fake Fendi bag or something from some little stall in the middle of nowhere. It's pretending to be makeup that it's not, and because it's not, you know, a dupe or a ripoff that has actually gone through standards, it's just some random person making it, and there's no regulation on what goes into it. They can put anything in there because they're not pretending like it's their product, if that makes sense. Because it's, you know, if I bought a fake MAC eyeshadow, if I bought somebody who had a counterfeit version of, of Stylishly Mary, because they're pretending that it's MAC Stylishly Mary, they're not going to tell you what's in it. They're not held to any standard of what's actually going in there. Oh, I'm putting on Magical Moringa. Yeah. I didn't put on my lotion today, just to see if that helped it, because it didn't. It helped with my oils yesterday, but it didn't necessarily like stop them. And I think that was because this is meant to be both a moisturizer and a primer, and I had already put on moisturizer. So we're trying it this way to see how that works. So I'm just rubbing it all over my face, so super fun for you guys. So yeah, counterfeit makeup, because you don't know what's in it, and because they're trying to make it really cheap and then still make a profit on it, it's generally bad. Like, it could have lead, it could have anything in it. You have no idea what's actually in there because nobody's testing it, because it's an illegal product. So, who knows what you're actually putting on your face. At least, like, if I put this Magical Moringa on my face and it makes it rot off, I can go and I can sue Lush based on what they put in it because it was unsafe and it should have been tested before it was given to me. But if I buy a fake of this, I have no recourse. There's nobody who you can go back and say, oh no, you made my face rot off. Because it's nobody, and it's not a real product. It's a fake. It's a lie. So, strong feelings. Counterfeit makeup is dangerous. So don't buy it, because it's bad. The thing that I have conflicting feelings on are dupes versus ripoffs, because I think it's a very small difference. I don't think I got enough on. Put some more foundation on. So it all depends on what you're counting as a ripoff product versus a dupe, because the makeup community loves dupes. If you can find something, if you have a cheaper foundation that dupes this Bobbi Brown foundation, everybody wants to know so they can buy the cheaper one and save some money and still get the performance of this type of a foundation. So we get excited about dupes and about stuff like that. If you find something, like if somebody, I'm in a couple makeup groups on Facebook, and so that's kind of where I've been stalking Stylishly Mary, and everybody's been discussing it and trying to find a dupe because we can't get it. And so everybody's really excited about the potential of a dupe. But if somebody came in with a ripoff, depending on how you quantify that, I guess, how you justify calling it a ripoff versus a dupe, people will be mad. Like, when Makeup Revolution has a reputation of ripping off other products. And not even very subtly. Like, same colors, same layout, sometimes they'll try and get really similar packaging. There was some discussion in some of the groups I'm in about, I think they called it the Light and Shade palette, and it was a ripoff of the Kat Von D Shade and Light. It's a neutral palette both ways. Like, yes, it's a different formula. Makeup Revolution's formula is definitely not the same as Kat Von D's. Sorry, I get thirsty. And, I should put these in my bra before I forget. So, they have very different formulas. You know that automatically. There's also multiple types of dupes. That one was a color dupe. A color and a format dupe. So you know that the Makeup Revolution shadows are going to be a lower quality. They're not going to be as nice as the Kat Von D ones. And I'm not even sure all the colors were exact dupes. I think they were just really, really similar. And they had taken that same layout that she has in her Shade and Light palette to do their eyeshadows. And Kat Von D was really upset about it, and some other people were really upset about it, but it comes down to it, that's a neutral palette. Like, those colors are everywhere. If they had just not done the same layout, which was more from a marketing perspective than like we're trying to like rip off, you wouldn't have been able to call it that. You would have been able to pull it up and say, hey, this is a great dupe palette if you wanted to get the Kat Von D type look, but you can't afford it, here's something you can buy. But on Makeup Revolution's side, they want people to be able to look at it and notice, oh, that's supposed to give me the same look as Kat Von D, so that people will buy it, as opposed to just being like, it's just another neutral palette. If that makes sense, I think. I'm talking really fast. I'm out of breath. So, yeah, I think it really depends, because it also depends on the product. Like, all the colors have been made before, and I could see being really upset if you'd made what you felt was a really unique palette and somebody comes in and makes a cheap knockoff of it. But also, like, there's only so many colors that you can make blending different ways. You're probably not the first one who's made that color. Even that potential color combination. People have been making makeup for a very long time. Somebody's probably already made it. It's supposed to be unique to your collection and your formula. So it's it kind of sucks that somebody came in and used your inspiration to make a different product, but that also means that somebody who couldn't afford your product can still be part of the fun, if that makes sense. I have to shake my powder out, it's getting low. I'm gonna say if that makes sense a lot, because that's just what I say when I don't get any feedback because I'm talking into a camera. So nobody's like nodding along and saying, yeah, totally, and like responding back to my things. You know how you get positive reinforcement during a physical discussion because that person's talking to you and either asking for more clarification or saying, yes, and I feel this way about it, or I feel that way, and yes, here's this example that makes me say the same thing as you. You don't get that when you're just talking into the camera, which makes you say some awkward filler things, like, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I don't really know where to draw the line between dupe and ripoff because it's different based on the person. Sometimes it's the color is the same and, well, they should have been more creative. Not everybody's gonna want to make that color, and if they see a color, it's really cool, but they wish it was in their formula, make the color. So it's just a very fuzzy thing of deciding what's a ripoff. Especially because, I don't know, part of the YouTube mentality has been, oh, there's this great new thing, don't you want to be part of the fun? Don't you want to play with it like we're playing with it? And not everybody can do that. So saying that, oh, that's absolutely horrible, they shouldn't make that, they shouldn't do that, I feel like that's, I don't know, it's going to sound stupid, but it's not inclusive. I currently have enough disposable income to buy certain makeup. And that's great. And it's not always going to be that way. There might be times when my budget's tighter or when I'm unemployed or whatever, that I can't buy the same makeup that everybody else is doing or that I really want. And that's when it's important to find, you know, dupes within your collection and really pare down what you want out of certain things. But that's just on a more, what's the word? Talking while doing your makeup is hard. I guess that's more of like a short-term solution, because there might be people who can never really bring themselves to justify the higher-end purchases, so sorry. I feel weird when I talk while doing my under eyes, so we're just gonna power through. Okay, so I think it's weird to decide that if somebody can't afford that one product from the higher end brand or whatever, that they shouldn't be allowed to enjoy the trend. Does that make sense? I feel like a lot of, we're not going to try this. I'm going to try it on a brush. So I'm going to take the brush and get some of that on it. This might have been a horrible plan. We will find out. Oh, that's so pretty. I feel like saying that, oh, because they can't afford this more expensive brand, that they shouldn't get to be part of the fun of playing with the colors or getting in on the trend or whatever. I feel like that's just, it's mean. It's really cool. I don't think you guys can see it. We'll try a little bit. We'll put a little bit on my finger and then put it on my eye. See if I can build it up a little bit. I don't know. I feel like it's, particularly with beauty gurus and stuff like that, they feel like, you know, well, this is the thing. And they like to say dupes because they like to pretend like they are interested in a drugstore and stuff. Like, Tati still does it. She's like, oh yeah, this is the drugstore. Despite the fact that Tati's probably really not using any of the drugstore products. When you have the money to buy stuff like La Mer and Tom Ford, the likelihood that you're going to seek out, you know, Revlon lipsticks or something, I just don't see it. I feel like that's more of a throwback to the fact that her channel used to be about drugstores and deals and stuff like that. So it's what her brand used to be. So she still tries to include it, even though I don't think she would really be going out and getting it day to day on her own. Okay. So that's really pretty, and I now see what they were potentially talking about with Stylish and Mary, where you can't see how cool it is in person. I think Stylishly Mary has more of a mustard base, but you can see that really cool pink shift with a little bit of a yellow underneath. So, not an exact dupe, but something that gives me the fun of the color. So yeah, I think it's just... Ooh, it's already dried onto my hand. So, sets down really quickly. This is tiring. This is very tiring. I need more tea. And I keep forgetting where I was as I do different steps. This is gonna be a mess if I get ready with me. So I'm just gonna knock off my powder and try and remember where I was. I have a vague understanding of where I was. Yeah, I think it's just a lot of YouTubers and beauty gurus and stuff like that, they're getting a lot of new releases and they're buying a lot of makeup that the majority of people are probably not going to pick up on their own. They're probably not going to go out and buy every new release because, you know, people on YouTube are using the justification of, oh, well, I have to review it for my channel. We don't need to. We want to. I'm going to put in some blush. And I just think that we should be more accepting of the fact that there are people that either can't or don't want to spend as much money on makeup as, you know, the average YouTuber or the average reviewer or, you know, your friendly local guru. Liking makeup and being willing to spend a lot of money on it is not necessarily the same, because you may love looking at new colors, you may love incorporating new type looks with seasons and stuff like that, but that doesn't mean that you want to go out and buy every new release or that you want to spend $40 on this when you can get some dupes from NYX or from Wet n Wild or whoever. It might not be a reasonable expectation of your collection to go out and get a new something every time they release it. So if a different company is going to make a less expensive version of it that somebody else is willing to deal with potentially not quite the same colors or having, I don't know, whatever else is different between dupes, different formula, in general, I find better quality shadows are more expensive. So, like, if I got a dupe of this in, like, NYX, it's probably going to be still pretty good, just not quite as, I don't know, as pigmented or something. There's always something a little different. If somebody's willing to deal with the differences in formula or slightly off colors, I feel like it's fine for them to have a dupe. And deciding what is a ripoff is really personal and really specific. And I don't necessarily know if I care. Oh, I should put lip balm on. Because everybody's budget is their business, not yours. And there may be somebody out there who knows that they like the Makeup Revolution formula, and so when they come out with a dupe, they're more comfortable buying the Makeup Revolution formula dupe of it than spending the more money on Too Faced or Kat Von D that they don't know the quality. They don't know if they like that formula yet because they haven't used it yet. I don't know. There's a lot of negativity, and I can see how it'd be really frustrating on the creator side to feel like somebody's taking your ideas, but I also don't think people are as amazingly imaginative with makeup as they think they are. Because yes, doing the Too Faced chocolate bars and having them be chocolate scented was a good gimmick, and it was really cool. I don't think that was the first scented palette. I don't think that was the first, neutral palette. I'm sure somebody has done those colors before. It was I think that was near the beginning of the popularity of eyeshadow palettes. I think a lot of things had been in as singles before that, but that was kind of before I got into makeup. But saying that, oh, well, those colors are mine and nobody can use them, that's not how it works. If you can make the color out of your formula, you can make the color. It's a brown, it's a green, it's a gold. So, I don't know. The other thing that got me a little weird about Kat Von D being mad about Makeup Revolution is they stole the structure of the shadows, but one of the big draws for me to Kat Von D, other than it is a nice quality shadow generally, is her packaging. She does these gorgeous original art for it because, she's a tattoo artist and just an artist in general. And they didn't take that. They did a clear top. They took some neutral colors and a similar layout so people could identify it as a cheaper version of her palette. But it's not like somebody went out and stole the actual eyeshadow from Kat Von D and put it in there. The people that are going to buy a Makeup Revolution dupe are probably not going to buy her palette anyway, because if you're searching around for dupes like that and you're just a day-to-day person, not like a YouTuber trying to get them for a video, you're most likely not buying that price range of makeup anyway. So it's not like you're losing the people that would have bought it. The people who are going to buy your makeup are going to buy your makeup regardless. They will find the time and the money, and they'll put it in their budget if they really, really want it. But the people who are going around for dupes and trying to find who haven't bought it because it was too expensive, they are now going to have access to those colors, and they can do the looks. And in theory, that means more people will see those types of looks and get interested, and the people who do have the budget for Kat Von D level makeup are potentially going to see something and be like, oh, that's really cool. I've seen those types of colors in the Shade and Light. I'm going to go get the Shade and Light, although most people have it by now. I don't, because I get sucked in by limited edition products, and I haven't filled out all of the staples from YouTube yet. Like, I have one of the chocolate bars, not all three. One of the naked two naked palettes. Maybe more. I guess the Smoky's still a naked palette, even though they discontinued it. I kind of want to do something else to the eyes, but I don't know. I'm kind of liking it softer today. That looks nice. We'll leave it for now. We'll decide later. So, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of hate for ripoffs, and then there's a lot of love for dupes, even though they kind of seem to be often really, really close. I think since it's such a personal distinction on what makes it a ripoff versus a dupe, I don't know if I care. And I think it's adding an extra layer of negativity to people playing with makeup. It's makeup. It should be fun. And if somebody can make a really cool look that they were inspired by the higher end palette and they found some of the colors and they can make a inspired look from those colors from that palette. I think that's cool, and I think we should not be mad at them for not wanting to spend the same amount of money on that product. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a crazy person. That's possible. So, I have to do my setting spray, which means I have to close up some stuff. I don't know. I do really like this eyeshadow. It's pretty. So, let me know how you guys feel about it. Do you think it's bad? Because Makeup Revolution does make other things. I am a little bit more conflicted about brands like Bad Habit or Hush that pretty much only make dupes of other palettes. They don't make their own things. Makeup Revolution and NYX, they made dupe palettes, but they also make their own somewhat unique products. I have to shake this and spray my face. So I don't know how I feel about Bad Habit. I'm tempted to buy some things because some of them are dupes of stuff that's not in production anymore. Like, I'm interested in getting the Mario palette dupe that they have. And I do kind of want to get their Fenty Galaxy palette dupe and the Galaxy palette and compare them. Because, you know, YouTubers and unnecessary things. If you have one, you probably don't need both, but I would like to see how similar they are side by side. But also, like, I haven't seen Bad Habit post anything that's not a dupe or ripoff of another palette. That's all they do so far that I've seen. Okay. Mascara, and then I don't know if I want to do the lip gloss. I have a lip gloss. I don't know if I want to put it on. This makeup turned out a lot lighter than I was expecting, so I'm kind of liking it soft and delicate. So what is the difference for you guys between dupes and ripoffs? Because I know you can dupe, you have several levels of dupes. You can do like exact dupe, where it's the same formula and color and performance, or you can dupe just the color in a different formula, like if you have a cream shadow that wears the same or like applies the same effect as a powder blush. That's a color dupe, but not a formula dupe. Or you can have formula dupes where it performs the same, they just don't have the exact same shade range. We can have stuff like this that gives a similar effect, but it's not the exact color and it's not the same formula. So, I don't know. I think it's just been irritating me lately to hear a lot of people talk about ripoffs and get really upset about ripoffs of different things, but then 5 seconds later they're raving about how great this dupe is. I don't know. I also want to do Get Ready With Me, because I want to try out the shadow, but it's not super new, but the formula is new to me, and I felt like chatting with you guys. Apparently I was in a tiff about ripoffs versus dupes. That does help me sometimes. Oh no! Oh no! I do sometimes find my opinions on stuff as I'm talking about them, so that can be helpful. I feel like I've potentially found my opinion is I don't care about ripoffs. As long as the formula is safe and nobody's injuring themselves with illegal things. How did I mess up my mascara that much? I'm a graceful person. Do you look for dupes? Do you get excited when you come across one? Do you buy the higher end makeup? Do you buy mostly drugstore? How do you feel? Let me know. I'm curious. I thought about putting it up in one of my Facebook groups a while ago, but I don't know. Sometimes those discussions get pretty heated, so I don't want to get screamed at for just trying to discuss how people feel about dupes versus ripoffs. I feel like I want to put the lip gloss on just to put the lip gloss on because it's awesome looking. It is awesome looking. So, I got a bunch of ColourPop stuff because I finally had something. I had been looking at stuff for a while and I wanted to do stuff. So the Supernova shadows were kind of like the push to finally order them. So I ordered the Supernova shadows. I ordered this lip gloss, which is really, really cool. I got the Laura Lee No Kill LA shadow quad, and I finally got Glass Bowl, which I've been looking at and wanting for forever. But I'm going to put this on, and then I want to show you another dupe that I potentially have, just because it's fun. I think that was a good choice. I like it. I actually really like this color a lot more than I thought I was going to. It's really pretty. So, other thing, this didn't end up being as exact of a dupe as I thought it was going to. But I did also order Lucky Penny, which I think might be a color dupe of Distortion. So I'm going to swatch Distortion on my hand. So Distortion is iridescent glitter in a clear base. So I might have to build it up a little bit for you guys to potentially see it. And I just realized as I was swatching it that Lucky Penny was kind of really, really similar to that. Because Lucky Penny, see how it's just, I can't find a good angle for you guys. I'm sorry. Lucky Penny looks to be a more opaque, they're different. So Lucky Penny's a little bit more blue, so it's more of a sheer iridescent topper as opposed to glitter. So another thing I thought might be a dupe. It looks like they're different, but I think I could get similar looks out of them. So hopefully that wasn't too rambly and you guys got something out of it. If nothing else, you got to see this eyeshadow going on. It's pretty. I don't think it's an exact dupe for Stylishly Mary, so I will keep waiting, hopefully, for them to bring back Stylishly Mary. And I really would like to know your guys' opinion about dupe products versus ripoffs and where you draw the line. Just because I might do some dupes or, you know, comparison stuff. And I would like to know, since I apparently don't care, that's what I got from myself as I was talking, is that I don't think I care whether it's a ripoff or a dupe if it's a different price point. I think I would be really annoyed if, like, Tarte came out with something and Too Faced came out with, like, the exact same product. I think I'd be irritated because they're within the same price range, so what's even the point of creating something else? But, like, if Tarte comes out with something and NYX comes out with something, I feel like the difference in price means that it's going to go to different markets. It's aimed at different people. I don't know. I really like this lip gloss. And this eyeshadow. I feel more delicate than normal. And I learned these aren't quite the dupes I thought they were, because you swatch them side by side. That helps you. Helps you learn things. So, thank you guys for watching and listening to my long rambling. Let me know how you feel about dupes versus ripoffs, and if you'd like to see comparison and dupe videos. If not, I might make them anyway just because I like making stuff. Oh, and thank you guys for subscribing if you already have, because I hit 100 subscribers today. It's awesome. It's probably not a milestone for anybody else, but I have a very small channel, and it's really nice, and it's a nice round number. I was at my boyfriend's this morning, and I literally like yelled across the room, I was like, I hit 100 subscribers, and he's like, cool, and I'm like, did you subscribe to me? And he's like, I was one of your first subscribers. Don't sass me. It was cute. I like him. So, thank you guys for subscribing and sticking around and looking at all the stuff I post. Hopefully it's fun for you, and I'll see you next time.